Is it morning again? Somehow, old man. Yes. The sun rises again on me, and you and all of us too. It shines above, it's full of love, and the sky is always blue. And I hate it, and I wish it would rain. I wish the sun would disappear again. Give me overcast, gray and miserable, then I'll be happy. I don't like when it's sunny. Hello, Garth Mindfeather. Hello, Old Man Master. Hello, Star Chaser. Hello, J McUnyielding. Hello, Cold Silvered. Hello, Raffle Machine. Hello, Azrael. Bowing to you, well, then I shall bow to you as well. I shall use the polite bow gesture. It started snowing again here in Wisconsin. Okay. Throw a snowball. And I shall catch it. But you gotta throw real hard, because I'm nowhere near Wisconsin. You have a hotkey set up for the polite bow gesture. Nice. That's what I should do. Yeah, I could totally set up macros for my mouse to do gestures like mid PvP. That'd be cool, actually. Thanks for the idea. You're heading to the beach today. Nice, old man. God. I haven't been to the beach in a year. But that was just like for an hour. Maybe 2. I haven't done like a beach trip in like, oh god. Like I haven't done like a full beach trip in like a decade. Oh my god. You can't math the physics that far. Sorry. That's okay. That's okay. I'll know. I'll know that you've thrown a snowball. Were you waiting for the drop on Brimstone Angels right there? Were you expecting that to go into... Well, you're not going to get that. You're going to get this instead. Here's a man who puts big me to shame. I wonder if I did like a cool guy voice. His hands are magic. Idle Champions game. Oh yeah. He's got a cup of tea for wetting his whistle. You know he really likes tea. His advice is on point like a magic missile. Hey Mars, we've got questions for you. Hey Mars, we need your guidance too. From your guiding hand, we're gonna be on the top of the charts. Look sharp. Yeah, so cool. Okay, now you can have the drop. Now you can have the rest of Brimstone Angels. Alright. Let's do this. I'm glad you all like the cool voice. Anyway. Greetings, champions. Welcome to Mars Guiding Hand. I'm Mars, and this is Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, the free-to-play, officially licensed Dungeons & Dragons formation strategy management video game from Codename Entertainment. On this show, we take a look at the latest content, discuss strategies, and answer any questions that you may have about the game. So get cozy, grab a drink, join me for a little while as we talk about all things Idle Champions. Today is April 8th, 2022. It's Friday. This is episode 173. Welcome to the party. It dawned on me, when I was, reviewing Shop 3 to give, some color blindness notes, to the team, it dawned on me that, I don't think y'all have ever actually seen me wearing my glasses for that. So these are my Enchroma glasses. That's the logo for Enchroma right there. These are my Enchroma glasses that are color vision correcting. That changed my life. The first time I put them on, I cried. It was that intense of a change for me. So a quick check-in on my two accounts. Over here on Steam, I am playing Melf Endless War free play. This is for the event. Just like I was yesterday, I'm still in that same free play. I'm on stage 1166. Looks like I'm sitting on a 4.34 E37 gain right now, coming off of, where is it? 1.16 E09. So I'm going from E9 to E37 at least. I haven't done a Zaga farming yet. I haven't done Baloth stacking yet either. I'm probably going to want to do that. I can probably clear 1200. I'm not sure about going any further than that, really. But I'm betting if I set up Baloth stacks, I can probably clear 1200, especially if I put on some more potions. Over here on my Epic account, if I switch over to that one. Come on. There we go. On my Epic account, I'm doing a Gosrick free play. Seeing how far I can get, because I was just curious about working with this weird formation shape, plus, getting some gear for Gosrick at the same time anyway. Right now, I'm looking to gain 2.89 E04 favor, coming off of just, under 2,000 favors, nothing. Yeah, I'm hoping to go a little further in here before I end this run. I get some levels on people. There we go. Right, so that's the check-in. How are you? I hope that you're well. TGIF, right? If you have questions for me, we have no leftovers this time, so I'll be able to just immediately jump into the new stuff. Yesterday's leftovers took me half an hour. Sorry about that. It was the most I've ever had. But we have no leftovers today. I made sure of it. So, if you have questions for me, please drop them in Twitch chat. Jordan is moderating and producing and catching questions for me today. So, if you put your questions in Twitch chat, Jordan will grab them and put them in the questions document for me. Thank you, Jordan. Appreciate you being here. Today's tea, by the way. Whoa, almost knocked it right off the desk. That was scary. Today's tea is my very last Apricot Sunrise from Ahmad Tea. One of my favorites, definitely. That was the first box I've ever had of that one. It's the very last bag of it, and I am going to immediately be restocking that one. That's one of the ones that I want to make sure that I always have. It's very, 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 very good. It's got that rich tea flavor that I like, and it also has that slightly citrusy, slightly floral taste, but it's balanced really well. The tea flavor is the strongest. It's just really smooth. It has a good mouthfeel. I like the color. It's just a really dark orange brown. It's the kind of color of tea that you look at it and you're like, yep, that's tea. Not coffee, not fruit juice, that's tea. Just altogether a good experience. Alright, first question's up from Midnick. Question, happy Friday, Mars Mod and Chat. Thanks. Yesterday on Dev Insights, Justin said that Mehen's third spec is going to the build team today, and should roll out live in the next few weeks. My question, which support champions should I aim for if I want to use Mehen and the girls as my main team for all patrons? That's amazing. If that's actually going out to the build team today, oh my gosh, that means on next week's shows, I can probably finally start doing free to DPS. Oh my god. Ooh. That's exciting. But okay, which support champions should you aim for if you want to use Mehen and the girls as your main team for all patrons? Okay, so we're going to want to look at the list of champions that apply. There we go. Champions that apply to all patrons. So I'm going to open up the patrons visual aid and look at the freelance category. Okay, so, and this is not like caught up. This is a few champions back. I think Ficonia was the last one that I added to this. Alright. So, people that would apply for all patrons. Okay, well, Baloth, that's fantastic. Baloth is very strong, of course. And, oh, nice, there's Beetle and Grim. Tyrell for tanking alongside Havilar when needed for a second tank, or Moonbeam when not. Makos, another great support. Or Shaka, for that matter. Nice, both Makos and Shaka apply to all patrons, which is great then because they're both good supports, and they go toward Frida's Pact family. Yeah, you can do Strix for another Tiefling in slot 11. Well, that's a pretty great starter set for extra supports for Frida DPS using Mehen and Havilar for all patrons. I mean, for that matter, there's also, like, Sasaspia. I don't think Sasaspia is a bad support at all. Or bad healer, either. Slot 1. So, yeah, Sasaspia, Baloth, Beetle and Grim, Makos or Shaka, Tyrell, Strix. Honestly, some really good options there. Nice. I'm looking forward to when I can actually work on that live in the game, instead of just theory crafting. Theory crafting is fun, but it always feels like such a tease, because it's like, I can't actually do this yet. Raffle Machine. Do gem talents stack like Human's walking lessons and We're a Tree Ant? And should I pick up both for speed team? Oh, gem feats. Yeah, those feats stack. So yes, you should get them both. I believe my Human on Steam does use both. Let me check real quick. Yep, walking lessons and We're a Tree Ant. Yep. So that's what I actually use on my Human. Alright. You know what? It's been a while. Let's actually do Baloth generous gen stacking. Because maybe there's somebody who hasn't seen this happen before. Who hasn't seen this done before. Okay, so step 1, take all familiars away because that's a little overstimulating. Step 2, remove Orkira. She gets in the way. Alright, now I'm going to put on speed potions. Make this go a little faster. So that's already up to 9 times. Okay, that's fine. Now, I can watch the screen and just wait, try to spot where the little spectral image shows up right behind Briv. But that might be really hard to see when that actually happens. We're gonna have to reach like full enemy spawns and then they'll need to be enraged before they can actually take down my Briv. Or maybe not. Maybe it'll go down a little faster than that. Nope, see, I missed it. Because it's really hard to actually see that happen. Well, another thing I can do is just watch Balof's character sheet for Generous Jin. This is what I usually end up doing. So I'm trying to show alternatives here. If you're having trouble like watching through the visual effect, you can just open Balof's character sheet and wait for it to show up right here. It'll say like stacks 1, and that's when you know to immediately change area before your champion actually dies for real. So while I'm waiting for that, another question. No, who am I kidding? There we go. Yeah, I would only have like a 3-second or 6-second time frame to catch that. Okay, so now that I've got Briv, moving back, now I set up Donar. Oh, that's immediately stack number 2. Wow, okay. Now we'll set up Ulcoria. Didn't have the cooldown yet. There we go. We got Ulcoria. Wait for the cooldown. Switch again. Set up Omen. Okay, we got Omen. Switch back to Briv in the front. Wait for the cooldown. Go back up. Let's get Avron in here. Okay, we got it. Switch back to Briv. Wait for the cooldown. You get the idea by now. Now I'll do Freely. I'm not sure if we actually got that or not. There we go. Six, just 4 to go. Ashara, it's your turn. I choose you, wizard bird. Put Briv back in the front and wait for the cooldown. Baloth, save yourself. There we go. Briv back in the front. And wait for that cooldown. Now Hitch. Okay, that's done. Go ahead and get Orkira out here again. Now we get Orkira in the front. Okay, and that's all 10. So now we have an E10 buff from Baloth because we've stacked up Generous Jin on everybody. And now I will put more potions on. Oh, hey, I have a potion of polish. Okay, that's fine. Alright, and now we're going to be moving along again. So, back to questions. Jamie Unyielding, question. Hey, cool dude Mars. Who need good balance update? Who need cool skin? Who's super underrated? Be well. Thank you, Jamie. Alright. So, who need good balance update? Delina. Let's just get that out of the way. I mean, it's a joke because she's needed it for so long, and the developers have tried, but just haven't quite hit the mark. ever. She's fine, but she is not competitive. However, that then kind of raises a greater point in that when it comes to DPS characters, if you're not the best DPS, then you're underpowered, right? Or at least that's the general vibe from the community. So there should be some kind of a balance update that helps all of the underperforming DPS characters, at least bringing them closer to being as well loved by the community as other DPS options. But it might just be like the symptom of the larger problem that the game is focused around having one DPS character that everyone is supporting. And then if you're not supporting that one DPS character, then you're playing the game wrong, right? So maybe that's just like a greater issue than simply balancing champions. But that's where niche champions come into play, right? Like Desmond. Desmond's Lament the Lost makes him specifically really, 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 really good in situations where your champions are dead or you can't have them on the field. So maybe the way forward is to just introduce more niche champions like that, so as to appeal to a broader gameplay style, rather than just who hits the hardest and who supports the best. Who's super underrated? The mischievous little gremlin inside of me wants to say Xander. But, no, his speed mechanic's bad. He did actually help me clear a lesson in classes. I used Delta DPS with Xander supporting, and that's how I beat no patron lesson in classes. Which, that's cool. I'll never forget that. But who else is super underrated? It's hard to say, because, like, I can't speak on behalf of the entire community, right? I can only filter through my own lens. I don't know if I have a really good answer for which champions are underrated. Yeah, you've stumped me with that one, Jamick. Yeah, I don't have an answer for who's underrated. Because I feel like I see champions being used by other people about as often as I expect them to be used. Like, I've seen some people in chat saying Stokey, Rosie, Lucius, Puent. Okay, you know what? Imvonkin and Foolish Genius. Yeah, you know what? I will agree with Lucius. I will agree with Lucius because on my Epic account, the other one, the one that's in the background right now, Lucius was one of the first event characters that I unlocked, and he was immediately a huge upgrade to my damage. I used him as my primary DPS right up until I unlocked Zorbu. So for several weeks. Okay, yeah, I'll say that I will agree that Lucius is underrated. That makes me feel better that I actually have an answer there. Garwar, yes, I agree. Xander's underrated as a support because his speed mechanic makes him look horrible. Yes, because he has one busted ability that does not work in actual practice. It betrays its intention. That it then sours the rest of the champion, right? It sours everyone's opinion of the rest of Xander. Xander is actually fine as a support, as evidenced by me beating Lesson in classes using him. Could you do better? Sure. But he's not terrible. There are reasons why I actually like the kid. Who need cool skin? It's another fun question from Jamik. I want to say a champion that has, like, no skin yet. You know what? I want to see more skins for C&E original characters. That's what I want. Yeah. Gromma's got a skin. Krond has a skin. Silver Dragon Krond. Warden has a skin. Seer Knight Warden. Sasaspia. Turiel. They don't have skins. Korth doesn't have a skin. Stokey has a skin. Champion Stokey. Why not? Give Xander a skin. Yeah. Give Xeraphon a skin. What would a skin for Xeraphon even look like? It'd be funny if it was, like, a champion. Like, oh, this is Brunor Xeraphon. Xeraphon just uses the model for Brunor. Because Xeraphon's a doppelganger. They can do that. That'd be fantastic. I agree. Every champion should at least have one alternate. Yes, at least one skin for every champion. We don't need, like, 8 skins on Havilar. It's ridiculous. I don't know how many there actually are for Havilar. Hold on. I can't switch because I'll lose the Baloth stack. Can't check that right now. Ah. Shadowfell skin for Sasaspia. That would be cool. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Stokey does have skin. I'd show it right now, but it would ruin my Baloth stacks. Sorry. But yeah, she's got a blindfold on. It looks pretty cool. Alright, next question. The Zork question. How are you? Thank you for asking. I'm awesome. I was thoroughly exhausted coming off of work yesterday. 6 hours of streaming and then modding for Dev Insights, plus doing all of the other, like, little things that I have to do. Really wore me out. Thursdays are hard days for me. So, after work, I had a big dinner, like mashed potatoes, chicken fries, tater tots, green peas. I had some tea, had some water, and then I lay down in bed and binged podcasts for about 5 hours. Yeah. And that was great. That was so good. I actually fell asleep listening to one of the episodes of the podcast I was listening to. And that is always so nice. So then I just waited for the end of the episode. I woke up right at the end of the episode. So then I just stopped the player and fell asleep. And I slept so well. It's the best night's sleep I've had in weeks, actually. I feel great. Thank you for asking, Zork. I hope you're doing well. Shiny Thing, question. I asked this yesterday, but I think it got lost in the shuffle. Please, could you give a breakdown of how to get the most out of Melf? Is he just a speed champion, or does he fit in other roles too? He can be used as support. He can definitely be used as a support character. Oh, come on. There we go. Let me put this back on just upgrades. Level him up. If you're going to use him as speed, you take extra supplements. If you're not going to use him as speed, if you're going to use him as support, I would go with bonus adaptation. So I'll just take extra supplements for now. What do you think, Chad? Do you think I'm going to beat 1200? It's definitely slowing down. I think we can do it. Just gotta wait for those bud spikes. Alright, so for Melf. Support Melf is all about his adaptive support spell. Melf increased the damage to champions adjacent to Melf by, for me, currently 2.31 E08%. The effect is increased by 50% if another elf is in the formation. The effect range is increased by 2 if Melf is not in the frontmost or rearmost columns. The effect is increased by 25% for each unique race in the formation. So this ability pretty much tells you how to use Melf if you're using Melf as support. If you're using Melf for speed, it does not matter where you put him. Just put him in the formation, it does not matter where. If you're using him for support, don't put him in the absolute front. You don't want to do that anyway because he's not a tank. Don't put him in the absolute back. You want to make sure that he's going to be within range of your DPS character for his support buff. If you need to put him in the absolute back, that's okay, as long as he'll still be adjacent to your DPS. Otherwise, if you can make him not in the absolute back or the absolute front, then okay, that's good, because that'll free up your positioning for Melf and your DPS a little bit more. And then each unique race that you get in the formation is going to improve the ability. Remember that Drow are elves. Just a type of elf. Okay, we're still fine. I was making sure that we weren't at Enrage stack yet. Alright. Moving on. Righteous Determination. Melf knows exactly what evil is. Whenever an enemy spawns, has a 50% chance of being deemed evil by Melf. Enemies that are deemed evil take more damage from all ultimate attacks. You can't really control this. I mean, there's a specialization for it, but you don't have to worry about positioning or anything. This is just a thing that you get or you don't. Melf Speed Supplement. He provides a random speed up buff, which changes after every 50 areas, and it's one of 3 different things. Each of these things are good for you. Each of these things will speed up the game. You have no control over which one that you'll get, so just pray to RNG. Hope that Chaos blesses you with a good one, I guess. Ah, and Melf's Augmented Support spell. I think this was this the specialization that we took? No, we took extra supplements, that's right. Well, I'll take the other one. Why not? Well, let me just not do combined upgrades. There we go, that's better. Okay, Augmented Support. Increase the effect of Adaptive Support by 100% on the non-dominant gender in the formation. Increase the effect of Adaptive Support by 100% for each slot away a champion is from Melf. Okay. Oh, and it'll even tell you. I didn't actually realize that it told you this. Female champions are currently non-dominant. Nice. That's good. I'm glad that it'll just tell you. Although... I wonder how that works with non-binary. We don't have any non-binary champions in the formation right now, do we? I don't see Warden, or Xeraphon, or Nerds. Okay, so nothing to worry about there then, I guess. Right, so currently female champions are the non-dominant. So if I had Melf in here, then he would be giving a greater buff on female champions. Although, by putting Melf in here, that would be one more male, so yes, that would then... Females will still be non-dominant, so yeah, it would be increasing the buff on female champions. You just got to be really choosy about which champions that you're using in a Melf Support formation. It can be weird to design. So you have to take into account the gender of the champions. You gotta take into account, do you have other elves in the formation? You gotta take into account how far away is your DPS from Melf. Is Melf gonna have to be in the backmost column or not? And then, how many unique races can you put in the field and still get the most out of your support juice, you know? So Melf requires some critical thinking. Like, in the same vein as Xeraphon or Ashara, you need to really know which champions you plan on using before you can really decide to put Melf in there or not. He's tricky. And that's largely why I just use him for speed. I've got other good support options in here. Penelope. Even Zorbu. Celise for tanking. Azaka for Azaka farming. Archon for Orkira stacking, or other Artemis shenanigans. Just watching the horde here. It'll be fine. Actually, how close is Briv to dying? Not close. So he's fine. I can probably put this in the background. So we're going to put that one in the background, and we will check up on that one later. Oh, you know what? I don't like my lighting right now. Got that shadow. Hold on. Oh, it's because the clouds are out now. It's covered up the sun. On perfectly sunny days, I don't have to turn the key lights on. But the clouds have come out, which, to be fair, I specifically requested, so thank you, weather! That's better. That's better. So, BCO, what's the next goals on the Epic account? Patrons, Rhea, Blushi, Trials of Tiamat. I'm about the same place as you, but now I'm kind of lost where to focus. Yeah, so for my Epic account, I'm playing the event at the moment. I'm playing Greengrass, Year 5. But I'd say that my next goal that I really want to do, I want to unlock Strahd because I know that I'm close to doing it anyway. I just need to beat towering expectations. I'm like halfway there in Grand Tour of the Sword Coast, so I can just get that done probably within a week and just have Strahd available. And yeah, I know that I can clear stage 600 in Wild Beyond the Witchlight. I was able to prove that to myself, and that's great. But I don't think I'm going to be able to do that while losing champions yet, so I don't think I'm ready for the Blushi unlock, unfortunately. So I think after I get Strahd, I'm going to start playing Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus. Try to unlock Zerial. Use Strahd, I already did. Check. Excellent. Yep, so I'm going to be working on unlocking Strahd. I really want Blushi, but she's going to have to wait. I need more champions before I feel comfortable and confident in playing Bully for You. I think I'm going to have to go back to Baldur's Gate, Descend to Avernus, and start playing through that storyline instead. And then I can unlock Trials of Mount Tiamat and Zerial at the same time that way. That'll be nice. I'll pick up Rhea, I guess, while I'm at it. I think, Xeraphon isn't really a priority for me. I barely use Xeraphon on my Steam account. I don't really foresee me using Xeraphon a lot on my Epic account. So I think, once I've played through Baldur's Gate into Avernus, I'm gonna start doing patron stuff. Yeah. Alright, Arleon. Question. I now have Dahani and Orkira. Nice. I've been using Dahani to farm up gold with Gosrick, Shaka, and Elisa? Who? We don't have a champion named Elisa. I don't know who that is. We have a member of Codename Entertainment named Elisa. That's a staff member of the company. I don't think that's a champion. Celise. Thank you, Arleon. Thank you. Okay. I did not know where you were going for that one. Thank you, thank you. So, okay. Gosrick, Shaka, and Celise. But I'm wondering if Dahani's just a waste of a slot. Their paint stacking mechanic seems iffy. And I've heard even if you do manage to max out the sacks, it just falls off eventually. I mean, I wouldn't say that Dahani is one of the popular meta DPS champions. But that's not to say that she isn't a viable DPS champion. You could probably clear most of the content in the game using Dahani DPS, if that's your focus. But I don't think you're going to break any all-time records using Dahani DPS. Dahani's fine. Better than fine. I would say that she's fairly good. But she's not, like, the best thing since sliced bread, no. Yeah, maybe if we get more members of Rivals, then she'll really come more, like, fully online as a champion. Maybe we're just waiting on the other, like, puzzle pieces of her affiliation before we can really make the most out of her. There you go. I knew Foolish would make a comment about this, because I know Foolish likes Dahani. As someone who has max paint, Dahani is better than bad, but not amazing. There you go. Well said, Foolish. Thank you. And was it you who made the Gavlon comment earlier? Because yes, that is why I made this code. Gavlon wheel, Gavlon deal, Gavlon want soul. Many, many soul. I really like Gavlon in Dark Souls 2. He's my favorite merchant in the Souls series. With Gavlon, you wheel, you deal. So when I realized that we had a merchant character now, who I can't bring into this adventure, aggravating. When I realized that we have a merchant character now, whose name also starts with, like, G-A, Gosrick. And he's even got a little cart. So he literally wheels and deals. I love that! I saw there was an opportunity for a fun code there, and I took it. Oh, that's right, I'm playing Brain Freeze on my Epic account right here. And I'm not confident that I'd be able to beat it with the very low favor that I currently have, which is why I was doing a deep run on my second party. So that I can actually get enough favor that I can then go back there and put champions in and do it. That made your day? Well, I mean, the longer you stick around and, like, actually chat and engage with us as streamers, right? Like, the more of a presence you make for yourself. So, yeah. Yeah, you're a regular, so I know what to expect out of you, Foolish, and it's good things. I appreciate seeing the love for Gavlon from Bunny Beast there. Yeah. I don't know, I just really like that guy. Gavlon wheel, Gavlon deal. Nox Anguis, question. If I remember correctly, you were modding on yesterday's Dev Insights. Yep, I was. Alongside Martin. We always do 2 people for that one. Because we have so many questions come in. Oh my god. It's the most questions stream of any of our streams. Anyway, was there any info about Briv's jump feat? That stream was way too late for me. Oh. I don't remember, honestly. It was probably touched on because it comes up every single episode of Dev Insights right now. But I don't remember if that was specifically one of the many, many, many topics that was broached. Although, doesn't Garwar usually do a write-up of all the stuff from Dev Insights? Yep, there it is. I see that. Thank you, Garwar, for always doing that. I actually like, I don't know if you're still here, Gar. Even though I mod Dev Insights, it's real easy for us to not hear what they're talking about, because since we got 2 mods on there, we're also talking to each other, trying to, like, make judgment calls on, like, what to do, and, like, getting other things working in the background. So, it's really nice having this summary that I can then look back on after the show is done. I don't see anything in Gar's write-up for Dev Insights yesterday about the Briv stuff. So, just keep waiting, I suppose. Desertin, how are you liking Gosrick after having him for a couple of days? Also, any thoughts on how many or which rivals champions are worth it to include in formations? Well... there you are. Yeah, just Dahani, Gosrick, Solis, and Shaka. I'll be honest, I'm not a huge fan of Dahani, just because, like, she's just DPS and Goldfind, so, like, if you have a better DPS, then you're just not going to be using Dahani a lot, unless you just really specifically like Murderbird. In which case, good for you. Go ahead. Use Murderbird. So, I don't. So, I'd rather use a different Murderbird. I have a Shara for that. Gosrick. I do like Gosrick. It's a little tough because Gosrick is in a slot which I use for other people as well. Like, my Misk now has purple epic for favored enemy. That's amazing. Wow, my Misk has 3 epics? Wow, I didn't realize. And he's one of those champions you actually do want, like, maxed ultimate cooldown on, because his ultimate's great for getting some extra damage on things, just marking them to take more damage. Anyway. But he is, like, a really dedicated support character in the slot, so... I can foresee that Gosrick is probably, over the course of time, going to become my most used character in slot 7 until I unlock Freely. The day that I unlock Freely is probably the day that I stop using Gosrick. But until then, I expect that I'll be using Gosrick a lot. Actually, I am curious, Shaka. What are your puzzles? Oh. Okay. Well, those puzzles worked out beautifully this time. I'll take that. Now, that being said... their usefulness also hinges on, 1, if we get other members of the rivals, and then 2, how their abilities work and what synergy they have with the rivals that we currently have, right? They could come out with another rival that just has, like, oh, if you have this rival in the formation, then all of the other rivals' abilities are increased by 1,000,000% or something. And then I'll be like, oh, okay, well, let's talk shop then, rivals. Let's see how y'all are doing again. Let's revisit everybody. Yeah. The armor ablation effect is cool. It's hard to notice it actually working, because, like, when it works, you just see armor being taken off. Just like you would if you were hitting something harder. So it feels like there's some kind of like some kind of a disconnect there between expectation and execution. if there was some kind of, like, special, I don't know, visual effect to show that, like, oh, hey, you only cleared this armor chunk because of the armor ablation, then that would make it feel good, like you are now getting value out of it. So I like that it's a mechanic that exists, but I feel like it could have been, I don't know, displayed better, I guess. Stepping aside from mechanics, the fact that he can just make it snow anywhere is fantastic. I'm looking forward to making it snow in hell. I'm looking forward to making it snow inside people's houses. I'm looking forward to making it snow in the jungle of Chult. Yeah, so I feel like Gosrick sets up for some amusing little moments. And actually, hey, chat, I want to turn that around on you all. So, just as Desertin was asking me, how are you liking Gosrick after having a couple of days, what do you think? I've given you my thoughts. It's been about, what, 2.5 days of having Gosrick available? So, temperature check. What's the pulse of the community on Gosrick right now? How do you all feel about him? Is he going to make it into your formations? Is he always going to take back seat to Freely? What do you think? I agree with you, Mars freely exists. Yep. Can't get his weird formation thing to work, but I like his gold buff. Makes Shotgun Sleece better. I like him. Have free release is hard to say. Yeah. You have freely. Yep. You like Gosrick for the buff. Think it's fun to play around with. It is. Yeah, the Snowflake positional buff design is interesting, especially because it skips over empty slots from the formation. That's interesting, because we only have one other champion in the game that does that. Dadius. Kind of underwhelmed. I feel that. I get you. Guys are going to be a bench warmer until more rivals show up. Yeah, I think that's something that we got to keep in mind, is that, like, if and when we get more rivals in the game, I hope we do. If we do, then we should revisit all of the previous rivals to reevaluate them. Only in Painted variants when I'm restricted. Yeah, I mean, a lot of champions end up that way. I like him. I don't know if it's just luck, but he's buffing my teams for massive damage. I don't even have equipment for him yet. Whoa. Well, that's great, Water Hornet. Glad to hear that. He made doing all the undergeared variants easy peasy. Oh. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, because he's brand new, so you'd have very low gear on him. All right. Well said, well said. Too early to tell, but I'm hopeful. Not sure, still working it out. Like Gosrick, depends on the formation layout because it loses a lot of value in the layouts. Yes, that's true. His Snowflake positional ability is really interesting, but you're at the mercy of the formation design that you put him in for that. Formation shape matters so hugely for Gosrick. Hope the armor damage will put him to be situationally useful, yeah. Like, we showed on the stream yesterday that he can be useful in the Valindra fight on Soriel's Resolve, so, like, watch out for those really difficult armored bosses, especially on patron variants, since he can qualify for all patrons if you have all the feats. So he might end up being a niche use champion, which is okay, as long as he has some kind of use, right? As long as he's not just discarded completely. I own freely, but multiple parties exist. That's a good point. Yeah, if you are a fan of using multiple parties, then having someone who isn't freely in slot 7 is good. I will Gosrick once in a while, yeah. He's nice, especially with all the other rivals, or when you need high wisdom. I think Xeraphon might become my champion for that slot, even over freely. Really long time lurker. I'm surprised about that. Xeraphon is very strong, but you have to really know how to use them. You got to really understand that champion inside and out to get the most out of them. So good luck to you. Arlian, then you'd probably use Freely to advance. Then, when you sit at your wall, swap to Gosrick. Oh yeah, that way you get Adventurous Tail out of Freely, right? But then you switch to Gosrick when you actually want to push. That makes sense. Gosrick seems pretty good so far. Can't wait to try him out against armored bosses. Yeah, try Valindra. If you have any Patron Various left for Soriel's Resolve, try it. You like Catti-Brie even better than Gosrick. Wow. I don't often see, like, a lot of love for Catti-Brie. He did help with Dragon Bait. Yep, that's full of the Valindra fight. Freely can't be a 3-party